Nice Checo versus my guys. Both these two teams are on 1 win apiece right now, so one of these teams will escalate themselves a little bit further towards qualification by facing off against each other with Checo and my guys. My guys, obviously, one of the teams that we've seen around before is technically not a team that's been together, but it's almost a superstar lineup, let's be honest.
A little bit. You definitely have Transonics over there, which is where the name affectionately comes from.
Wolves, Transonics, Brochacho, and then in the mid lane, I'm trying to remember who. KhaoticPurpose, I believe, in the jungle, and Coviii, I think, is the lineup. So, yeah, those guys, very, very strong on paper. Up against Checo here, who did find that first win. Back to picks and bans again, and I'm expecting the same sort of thing. See,
Checo prioritizing the mid lane right here, going to ban out the Thoth and the Zeus man. Sylvanas and Freya will be the ban. So Freya's interesting, actually. We didn't really see her much on the PC side of things. She was one of the most casually commented on gods around. And then all of a sudden, everybody shut up about it.
I think it's because pros haven't been playing it. You've not seen her in stream every single game. She was banned completely on ranked at the start of the season, and then slowly that disappeared, and people still weren't picking her. And so, you know, Freya, we'll see. Maybe the console side of things sees something different.
Very true. You hearing that buzzing?
I can hear that weird noise too. I thought it was you at first. I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but we'll just continue.
Yeah, just looking at the mic. I don't know what's going on. Ymir and Izanami, that's certainly not weird. Very normal stuff coming out there as far as the picks are concerned. We saw them last game. Push, 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 push.
The actual picks at the start of this game are exactly the same as the previous one.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing about Apollo as well. I believe he was drafted about this point as well. I think Ratatoska was drafted alongside it. Maybe?
Yeah, it was Rat and then Apollo specifically.
Yeah, just to make sure. You had to say the specifically part,
specifically.
Right? Just in case.
Well, we'll replace the rat with the insect. It's going to be Khepri over here looking for the grabs.
And now my guys, like, the one thing is Thanatos is still up here, so my guys could look to draft that, and that kind of negates a lot of what Khepri can bring with the ultimate. Obviously, he's got great push power, one of the other reasons why you really draft him, great defense in the back line, but also the revivability.
The Poseidon will be the selection, and yeah, I completely agree. I think Thanatos was the correct. It's always weird to say the correct choice because there's so many options for a Smite composition, but assuming the juggler from my guys can play the Thanatos, that's the arguable correct choice here.
But at the same time, Poseidon's actually a really good choice here again. Susano gets locked down a lot by the cripples from the by the whirlpools from Poseidon. Same can be said for Khepri and Apollo as well. The burst damage is good, very safe in lane, good lane clear. Poseidon makes a lot of sense, favoring that over the Thanatos. This should be a Thanatos ban, though.
Yeah, 100%. Instead, it'll be the Thor ban, which doesn't really vibe with it. My guys now should feel very lucky and select the Thanatos right away.
They may not even go with the Thanatos here, but at the same time, I would have liked to see the Thanatos. There's no reason not to pick that up here against a Khepri as well. One of the things Khepri brings is that ultimate, and you could deny that with the Thanatos.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. Thanatos ult just goes right through it. Kukulkan, a god that Thanatos can feed off of. But enough Thanatos talk. Awilix will be the selection here for my guys. And to be fair, Awilix can certainly farm Kukulkan just as well.
That's true. If you can get to him, that's a big key with Kukulkan overall. The one thing that I can see is that the front line's a little bit weak for Checo here. Susano and Vamana are going to go in deep, but they're not two gods that necessarily die in the front line very often. They're definitely in and out. At least Susano is. Vamana will sustain in the fight with the big baby, so you don't have to worry about reviving him. So that revive from Khepri isn't going to get utilized as much as you would see normally unless people go for the backline. But the backline of Kukulkan is really hard to pick up sometimes.
Double Guardian coming out from my guys, a composition that we pretty much only see out of Eager on PC usually. A lot of people like to shy away from this, and you know, if you ask the solo laners, why don't they like to play more Guardian jungles or Guardian solos? You know what the answer that's most frequently given is?
Go on.
It's boring.
The job of a Guardian in most games can look dull from the outside in. What's your job? To protect the others.
It's boring.
What's your job? To ward for the others. What's your job? To set up the others for kills. What's your job? To get shouted out for when things go wrong. That's a support's life, right? That is a Guardian's life through and through. There's only 3 things that happen when you're a support player.
Same thing for the jungle, though.
No, it's not. No, it's completely. That's exactly what I mean. Completely different.
Is it?
What's your job? Get kills. What's your job? Complain about not getting a speed buff. You know, this is the first season that supports have had a buff that they could pick up that was viable, but still, and I warned them when they were designing a buff for the dual lane, but still, it'll always be looked at being stolen by someone at some point.
Oh yeah, it's jugglers, realistically.
Oh, Coviii took so much pokes there for free.
Half HP already. The mid lane from my guys.
So here's the different starts here. You can see support started in mid lane from my guys. It is a Geb. Geb is not great at the level 1 overall. He's not too bad though. But they're looking to pressure mid lane instead, pressure solo instead, my guys, and allow Transonics to free farm 2v1. He's just going to be careful in his position.
Oh, we're not going to see the solo lane Geb?
This call for Oracles over red buff or purple was very interesting here. I guess they were potentially looking at snatching Checo as the new black if they were still around the red and purple, but they didn't find an opportunity to, so they played it safe for now. They're taking a long time around those Oracles, though, and now they can't defend the purple and red, because they've got to go mid to get the farm there instead.
Yeah, Coviii and Borchacho heading out towards mid. You can see the red buff invade coming out. You're not too concerned about that middle lane collapse, I guess. My guy's right there just looking into the jungle.
The collapse is late, but they should be fine because the collapse is late. Unless Forger Vulcan gets picked off here, they're waiting for a cripple. If they've got the Whirlpool soon for Coviii,
nice
you
play.
can't abduct away like that.
And here comes the rest of the cavalry.
Yeah.
Jungle comes through. This is what I was mentioning. The fact that you're just going to get collapsed on through the wall. Tornado won't hit.
Everyone's out now. Transonics in a bit of trouble, though. Everyone's going to get away. Oh, is it? Just.
How much HP do you have, Coviii?
7. I'm going to say 7.
Oh, my Lord.
It's at least
that's
7.
A 5 or less HP
No,
character.
it was 7. It was 7. It was 7. I can tell by the bar.
It was actually 6, if you look at it closer.
It was 7.
No, it was 6.
Oh, it's my glasses. Sorry, the edge of the glasses came into view. My bad. My bad. Didn't think about that one.
It happens, no problem. And just like Forge Vulcan, that miss is going to happen.
So what actually happened there for you guys at home to understand the difference is because my guys had to go mid lane and clear, Whirlpool was on cooldown from Coviii. If they would have been able to go straight for that red and purple buff, they would have been able to pick off at least Khepri there. But Whirlpool's cooldown just took too long to come up, so he could abduct back to safety, and that's the only reason he escaped. And the meditate, obviously, but that was always going to happen anyway, and he still would have died. So.
Yeah, the meditate is really what allowed him to get out of there very easily.
I know people
now harassing
you know
over
what?
here in the solo.
I know the solo later say like playing Guardian's boring, but being Ymir and beating on people is hella fun.
Oh, it really is. The frostbite path is what makes it a lot of fun. When you're able to freeze somebody and then whack them in the face real quick with a basic for too much damage, it's good.
Do you like the squad from Checo as the new black, though? I've got to say, I like the lineup of the team. I like the idea of the composition's not too bad in the grand scheme of things, but I also like the names that I see on this team until Forge is going to go for a wild ride now. That's unfortunate.
Just absolutely planned, styled on, see you later, brutal, wrecked, etc.
That's what the Geb pick was for.
It was great. I mean, Transonics pushes up, understanding that his teammates are coming through. The Geb is there for the knockup. Awilix knows it. Doesn't go too hard. Doesn't even try finding the knockup herself. Just says, all right, systematic.
Yep.
Knockup, pull, feather step, dead. I mean, that's what you plan on.
Well, that's the whole reason for the Geb pick here. The Geb was last pick to just throw them off, whether it's going to be Ymir in the support role or not. But the Geb synergizes so well with an Awilix. It's so easy to confirm the Geb knockup with his 2, and that just allows every single time for a free gravity surge to come out, especially on someone like a Khepri who's not going to be buying beads.
And at level 4, doesn't really have the option to save himself just yet. We saw the dash already on cooldown. Once you know that Abdex is on cooldown, you're really able to do whatever it is that you want to the player. And with that kill, first blood goes the way of my guys, and they're leading by pretty much the first blood.
I was going to say, that's all the difference here is just that gold. Bit of a level difference in mid lane, though, as you could see Mr. Teep on that Kukulkan was level 6, where Covii's only just, and I mean only just hit level 5 right now. But it's about a level disparity easily between the two.
Gold Fury Oracles will be taken, no contest here. So my guys are the one with the vision.
I kind of like that focus from my guys towards these Oracles now, because getting these Oracles gives you a free ward, which you mentioned in the last game, but at the same time, it's also giving you golden experience. Prioritizing those over maybe the mid-harpies is a little bit more fortunate, and realizing that, instead of going for mid-harpies here, or going for our back camps, getting these on cooldown and keeping them up is actually saving us 50 gold every single time, minimum, and on top of that, getting us golden experience on top of that.
That's the safe getaway that my guys were really looking for. Nice little dash underneath the tower.
Forge is a bit far forward on his own here, being a little bit cheeky for the steal. If he gets it, he'll be very happy, but no, not this time. Covii's going to just get away with it.
I mean, he rolled the Rising Sun.
Oh, you always do that.
You got to just cross your fingers and hope.
That was a cool little play. This is a nice little decision.
See you later, buddy. Just absolutely.
Liquid.
What is he doing?
So Liquid got zone from behind, right? That's all that happens. Those two got behind him, and he was like, all right, I'm going to stand here, and you're going to run at me, and the moment you run at me is the moment I'm going to use my knockup.
Right.
So they knew that was going to, my guys knew that was going to happen, so they're like, well, we're just going to wait here for you, and eventually there's going to be trouble. So it was a game of cat and mouse for a second, and Liquid went, I can't say all day, I guess, charge! And it didn't work out. Like, he was hoping for the best.
Sounds about right for Liquid. Liquid has been successful in his past right here. Nice knockup, ultimate out of the mid lane. Kukulkan It's actually going to hit KhaoticPurpose, kind of by accident.
Kraken!
But the Kraken is perfectly placed! Double kill from Coviii as he unleashes the ultimate. And one player that doesn't die very low. What a play.
That was Coviii just having the moment of moments where you're like, this is the dream as a mid laner. That's all that was. He walked into the fight was going on, and I've got to say, Mr. Teep's positioning there on the ultimate with the tornado, I should say, was good positioning because it zoned them away from continuing to go aggressive on their carry. But it was just Coviii turning up going, oh, this fight's over? Well, I've got a Whirlpool and a Kraken here, and you're all groups on half health. Thanks very much. I'll take 2 kills. That was just the dream.
Understanding the opportunity was so important. Like you said, just the Whirlpool Kraken combo, very easily finding
there was no real skill involved in that, apart from just pressing 2 buttons, but the reward is definitely beneficial for my guys getting a Poseidon to catch up and now ahead of Mr. Teep in the mid lane, and 2 kills, which boosts his gold income, which allows him to build a little bit quicker. Yeah,
it's really about the team dynamic and how the team interacts between each other right here. Early lead coming out, and we are shy of 7 minutes by a couple
I like
of
this
seconds.
guy's name.
Which one?
This guy, Giraffeasurus.
I was actually making fun of this guy's name earlier.
Why?
Giraffeasurus?
I like his name.
I like it. I don't dislike it.
It's better than some other stuff, like spelling your name backwards and stupid stuff like that.
Well, Forge of Vulcan right here.
Good pull, good pull.
Trouble.
Good pull. I really like the abduct from Forge of Vulcan there, because it did try and set up Mr. Teep. Rotation though from Keji in mid. Bro, Chacho still in trouble, going to get the Cataclysm off. Nice defense from Chacho too.
Yeah, for me, I like that. I like that play because maybe you can turn it around as he was low around you.
And the got to give you things, you got your ult on yourself anyway, so you're like, well, you can kill me, I'm still going to revive right now, and if I can hold you with me, then maybe we can do a turnaround play.
That's really the key, is the fact that he had the ult available, and that's really what you're looking at, or at least what I'm looking at.
Left-hand Harpy's being contested, left-hand Oracle's being contested, I should say, between KhaoticPurpose and Keji over here. I got 1 for 1? No! Chaotic strips them both.
My guy's able to keep vision over your large objective. Team separated by about 1,000 gold here, as we're early on in this game, but my guys off to a very good start. I think this is, I mean, once upon a time, people were talking about Wolves being one of the best players in the league. KhaoticPurpose has gone by a couple of names, but has always generally been very strong. And Transonics has been one of the standout players on the console. Transonics, one of the few players that didn't play PC prior, actually, got his start when Smite came to console.
I will say he's one of the top hunters on console, by far. Him,
yeah.
To be fair, you got to look at winning results as well and look towards the old Eager team and say Cougar should be on that list just because his team has performed so well.
Sure.
But Transonics, for a team that hasn't done as well as a lot of people have expected in the past, Transonics' name is always remembered and mentioned.
Yeah, and
like, it's a good sign.
He has the right attitude. He has the right style. Transonics right
Proxy
now.
farming. This is just smart. This is free to keep Keji pressured in the left-hand lane and allow for a Gold Fury attempt now from my guys. He's got to watch how far forward he was, though. But good old bro Chacho, good old support that he is, will take a lot of the punishment to get him away from danger.
Forge of Vulcan finds a pluck, but nobody there to capitalize off of it. Ultimate out of the mid lane hits 2. Trouble on the right side for bro Chacho, chased down by the jungler. He'll get helped by his own hunter. Here's Giraffeasurus getting in some trouble.
Keji wants to kill the rollout here at the same time, but he's not going to find it. Now he's ults on cooldown. And the Gold Fury is still a threat here for my guys to take, especially after Checo is the new black. Wasted a lot in that engagement trying to pick up kills. And it was all on bro Chacho.
The problem here is that everybody on my guys is relatively low. If one person walks up... Apollo ults here, and this becomes a bloodbath.
Gold Fury goes the way of my guys. Only just there overall. To be fair, I'm surprised Keji didn't go in.
Yeah, I wanted Keji to go in.
I would have liked to see him dash into that. If he didn't have his dash up, just run at them. Because he did a lot of damage, and all he had to do was continue to chase. He probably would have found a kill, or if he's lucky, 2 there, to at least try and answer something back. If you can keep them from backing as well, it actually allows Mr. Teep in the mid, who's there now, and Forge of Vulcan to pressure a tier 1 tower in response. It was a missed window of opportunity. That's not something that you'll notice at a base level.
Yeah.
But the more and more you play as a team, and the more and more you focus on stuff like that, you'll realize that those small little incidents could have actually swung in your favor in the right circumstance.
Yeah, I'm very curious to know how long Checo as the new black has been playing together, because they look pretty good. They don't look like the strongest team right here, but they look pretty good, and it sort of lends itself to the idea that these guys have been playing as a team for a while.
Well, you've got to get yourself set up for Season 4, that's for sure. So you would have been playing through Season 3 a little bit, at the least, to get through there. That was an interesting little play in mid lane. Mr. T positions the tornado to the right. Now, Brochacho's already rolling through it, but KhaoticPurpose goes, I am not walking through that.
Right.
But it means that Brochacho's knock-up isn't immediately gravity surge from KhaoticPurpose when he hit that guy in the mid lane.
Just the butterfly effect of these small options, right?
Yep, and then you don't realize them sometimes until you like look at it, the grand scheme of things and the bigger picture of like, how did this unfold?
Nice little escape right there. As players trying to run away from the Susano as successfully as possible. 11 minutes on the clock here as we're past the point where the fire giant will spawn. No more gremlins allowed. And my guys are currently leading by about 2,500, 3,000 even right now, along with 3,200 experience. I mean, this was fascinating.
I'm a little bit worried once we see Checo is the new black, I should say, when the solo laners start to get involved a little bit more. Oh, Keji's dead.
He just missed.
So there's a ward on the left-hand harpies there as well, just to say, like, on the left-hand harpies there is a ward placed down by Checo is the new black that saw him go into the left-hand jungle. Whether it's map awareness from Keji there, or also, to be fair, it's not just him. He should have his own map awareness, but his team should be calling that Poseidon went into left jungle. Like,
you can't let that happen.
You can't, but at the same time, it does happen in all games as well, where you just don't look at the map and there's no ward down. You're like, oh, there's a enemy missing mid, guys. Enemy missing.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that in from best to worst. I've seen that in my own ranked games, and yet I've seen that in Eager versus Team Solo Mid, right? It happens all the time.
There's a play again with the knock-up research cataclysm. Look at that combo. I just noticed that Nick couldn't do anything there to respond to that. The CC chain was absolutely beautifully timed. Maybe a little bit more than he needed to, but at least he got to fly away.
And the help just wasn't there. It just didn't. Nobody was there able to respond in time. My guys pick up a tier 1 tower, an extra 500 gold in the pocket, relatively pain-free.
Mr. Teep in the mid lane still trying to stack up his Book of Top. Doesn't have full boots online yet, and that's the worst thing when you're against a Ymir. But Wolves not looking in the right direction right now. He wanted to pick really on Forge of Vulcan. Surprised he didn't go for Mr. Teep instead, honestly.
Ultimate out of the mid lane. Not going to find anything. Mr. Teep, he's got a quick trigger finger, but he needs a lot more ammo.
You know, Wolves will probably look back at that and go, if I would have realized that Mr. Teep was only level 10, only had beads, and didn't have full boots online, I should have probably ganked him instead and picked up the kill there. That could have been a different situation because Forge of Vulcan would have probably taken the brunt of the damage too by trying to just support and help out his mid laner. But he's still 5 for my guys. They're going to get a tier 1 tower here. The Portal Demon's available as well if they want to go and take that one. And Checo is the new black is just on the responsive all the time now. They're not being aggressive themselves. They're just having to respond to what my guys do. And my guys are just telling them what's up.
Which, playing a pure reactionary game just is not conducive to a successful winning
It can be if your composition is all designed around that. And if you design the comp around that and your whole team knows that's your strategy, we've seen teams like Cringe Crew on the PC who had compositions like that for a while, where they'd wait for counter initiation and go in. But if you're going to do that, you have to play to your strengths, which is farm. Moment they try and aggress, you group up as a team.
And you have to draft alongside it as well. You want to find the Hun Basses, you want to find these characters that can disrupt very strongly to make to sway the wind of battle. Forge of Vulcan is good as dead right here. Saved himself with the ultimate. Kraken is down. That's the biggest part. Transonics gets credit for the Khepri.
Kraken's down because Giraffeasurus just disappeared thanks to that. The shock ate him up, and now Mr. Teep can't do much here. Keji's Aegis is down. The ult's going to buy some time for Mr. Teep for Keji to get back to safety, but meanwhile in the mid lane, the team is still able to push on here.
Yeah, the tier 2 tower is now being focused by Eager in its entirety. There's a good beat to get away from the stun. That's not the same fate. Yo-Yo, or Nickwood, excuse me, falls to the wayside.
This is rough for Checo as the new black now. The good news is they did pick up a game earlier on. That's the best news. They're 1-0 right now. They don't get taken out of the fight to try and get into the Pro League by this one game, but they definitely have a few things to have to correct going into the last one.
So, and give me a little bit more specific on that one. Gold Fury is taken, but won't be started.
I always go for reactionary versus non-reactionary, and at the moment, that's all we can see out there. If they want to play that style, that's fine. They're respecting their opposition quite a lot, but their opposition is just better outplay them in picks and bans as well.
That's the key. That's the key right there, is that there's just too many levels that the success is happening on right now. My guys now extend their lead to about 7,000 gold.
That's a good defense, though, from Checo here. This Gold Fury forcing my guys back. My guys just bit off a little bit more than they could chew. Looks for the big-time play by getting the Gold Fury on the exit after the fight in mid lane and the tier 2 tower. And in the end,
Gold
the Gold
Fury very low. It is going to go the way
Checo.
of Checo.
Yeah.
Good job, blue team. Nice feather step to get rid of Mr. Teep. Everybody fighting on the Gab. This should be It should be a dead support. There it is. Okay, finally. Everybody looked like they were walking away for some reason.
I mean, Checo was trying to buy time for his team, but I don't like that call there. The Kraken's not going to do enough damage right now. Coviii was trying to make a big-time play with a 3 ultimate as well, which we saw earlier on. And now the turnaround's here because Wolves and Transonics are here. So all this with Checo staying around and trying to buy time and getting himself killed. Because I didn't think he needed to use his ult there.
No, he
but
didn't.
It bought an extra second for reinforcements to slowly arrive. And it was just a gold lead and experience lead more than anything else that lost Checo the fight there as well. They should have got gold, kill bro Checo, and dip. That's it.
Yeah, but
Dip straight after.
you always want to find the extra when you're on the scene, when you're on the stage for one of the first times. You try to make the biggest plays, not just the big play.
Well, it's the same as when you gamble, right? If you actually ever gamble in any sort of game, like you're winning. Whenever you're gambling and you're winning, you keep gambling because you're winning and you want to win more, right?
Okay.
But the bad news is sometimes you will lose bigger because of the fact that you keep gambling, instead of just stopping when you're ahead. Same thing. That's why I'm poor.
It's a stretch, Graham, but I'll give it.
It's not a stretch. It's not a stretch.
I'll give it to you.
It's not a stretch. You play, for example, roulette. You play roulette and you gamble on roulette and you're betting $2 a time. You keep winning, so you're like, let's go at $5, and you keep winning. So then you go to $10 and you keep winning, and then you stop winning and you're at $20 a go and you're still going $20, and then you realise you've lost all the money you started with. And more because you cleared out your bank account. It's the same thing as what Checo just did there. They got to the Gold Fury and went, hey, we won that roll. We're going to get the Gold Fury. Hey, we got Bro Chacho too. Cool. Hey, we've lost everything. Well, guys, can anyone give me a loan?
They're cracking to me in the mid lane. That's what Forger Vulcan's saying. He's going to pop his own ultimate, and the mid lane Kukulkan will answer. That'll actually save the life right there.
This is a really awkward position for Checo now, though, because the Fire Giant is the only real thing that can be a contestable objective right now. I'd like to potentially see Keji split push, which I think he might be doing now on the left-hand side.
I think that's his game plan.
He has to go and get some of these towers down. That gold difference can be shortened a little bit by bringing down these tier 1s in mid, left, and right, and even the tier 2s as well. If he gets enough alone time with them, I don't expect to see my guys allow him to do that, but that's what this only real option is split the map up a little bit. The worst thing is they're against an Awilix, whose rotational ability is amazing.
Wow, look at the heads-up play coming out from the enemy jungler, able to avoid the knock-up. There's a nice little blink forward as well.
Hot Wolves play there as well. We saw the freeze in the wrong direction and the wall that was off the mark. But I love that when that happens to Ymir too. Like, Wolves is one of the best players, so I like calling him out for that just because it's funny to see him go. He froze in the wrong direction. He guessed and got it wrong, and then he drops the wall down late as well.
Well, don't forget about that cone. It's easier the ability width, if you will.
It widens the further it goes away. Yeah.
What is the term for that? The ability shadow, the mark,
shape.
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 But it's also the size.
It's a cone. It's a cone shape.
Either way, trouble in the jungle. Covii's able to pick up Forger Vulcan by the entrance to the mid lane.
Forger's been really focused this game. The funny thing is that my guys have really recognized that the front line for Checo is the new black is a Khepri and is a Vamana. And if you look at Khepri and Vamana right now, 0-5, 0-4.
Yeah.
They have shut those two frontliners down, which has eliminated what Checo has of offense because the backline's always having to play so far back.
And with that, you can see from the itemization, we actually don't need to see any of the changes on either side of the mid laners. They're both doing relatively strongly.
Uh-oh.
What's uh-oh? That'll be uh-oh.
Just cut off too far forward on his own. And now my guys can just fall back to the Fire Giant if they want. Like, they're kind of having fun with this now. They're kind of having fun with it, but at the same time, they're still playing. They're still finding the picks and realizing what they're going to do. And now here's a bait.
Well, that's
good beats.
It's going to find it, actually.
Great
the
beats.
ultimate, Niquid in trouble. He's going to get in trouble by the mid laner, able to find himself with the ultimate and the ultimate from his friend Khepri. And that all of a sudden is looking like a good look.
Teep. Live Teep.
Forger Vulcan picks up the kill.
Teep did great work in that fight overall. Like, him surviving so long actually gave Checo a window, but Forger just bit off too much more on the front line again. He's too squishy to be too far forward, at only level 12 now against the levels above him. But I love what Teep did. Teep beads instantly out of the Cataclysm. He then ages to buy himself a moment to drop the Tornado. His ultimate also used for the knock-up and damage bought him even more time, and his juke potential was good. Teep showed a lot of stuff on Kukulkan that you really need to have to play a mid laner that's going to get focused down.
Especially one like Kukulkan, because of the fact that he doesn't have an outright dash like it's Agni or it's the new character Thoth. It's just so one-dimensional as far as your escape options or lack thereof that it becomes very interesting watching a strong strong player really use that and try to figure out, okay, I'll play hide and seek instead of running away.
It's funny because most of the time when you play a Kukulkan, it's kind of in a weird way of looking at it. Look, very similar to playing AMC. You don't really have much of an escape. So one of your best ways to escape is to deal damage. So you can actually, you can hide.
Turn and burn.
Exactly, but not necessarily turn and burn. Instead of playing like AMC where it's like turn and burn, you're like, drop a tornado on yourself and go, come on melee guys, hit me while my tornado's still alive. And if the tornado goes down, you ult to buy yourself a window again. Like that. Like what you just said, he dropped a tornado on himself. Like, if you're going to come for me, you're going to take damage.
Big presence in the right side jungle from my guys. Just not letting their foot off the gas. Going to find a knock-up and the pull. Liquid in trouble. He gets ulted as well.
Good ult.
KhaoticPurpose bringing his own layers of death here into this game.
And Giraffeasurus, Giraffe, don't see us. That's what I can see right now. He's in the mid lane. Saurus. Don't see.
Oh
don't
my! I wish you guys could have seen the look that I just
I know,
came
that's what I
into.
was like, do you not understand? That one is really simple.
I didn't understand it at
It
first.
was really simple. You saw us? Well,
Now
we
you
didn't
see us?
Yeah.
Oh my.
You get it? See, I can do stupid puns too. I just don't do it that
Listen,
often.
I said I missed aggro. I didn't really mean it, okay?
Forehead.
Forehead. Knock up onto this forehead over here. Forger Vulcan just totally toasted. Blackjack for my guys. KhaoticPurpose going to put number 22 on the board. KhaoticPurpose going to put 23 on the board. He's 9, 1, and 11. Bringing, like I said before, I thought it was really clever. KhaoticPurpose bringing multiple layers of death. Formerly known as layers of death? No? No?
Okay.
I
I can see the stretch. It's fine. It's less than my
It wasn't
stretch.
even that big of a stretch.
Well, the Phoenix is going to fall here. Nick Red is trying to buy time on the Vamana, but they don't really care about him right now. He's just waiting for Big Baby to wear off, and now they're going to kill him again.
Listen, I'm going to show you how to get back into that, okay? That wasn't really a stretch, but right here, Transonics stretching the lead for my guys. See, that's how you do it.
That wasn't too bad.
Thank you.
That wasn't too bad.
I try. I try the way my guys have been trying to really keep this lead intact, not willing to stop, and always going for the objectives.
But I'll tell you something. Checo is the new black. Needs to change the name to Checo is the new red, because they're not in the black right now, that's for sure.
Red?
See? That
Red?
works.
Okay, yeah, no,
that works.
That was good.
See, I can play this game.
Okay, all right.
I can play this game.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you who else can play this game. It's guys on my guys.
Not aggro, that's for sure.
Forehead.
24-2. My guys are looking like this should actually secure him a spot, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you only play 3 games, you win 2 at your 3. Well, that should guarantee you a spot. At least a tiebreak situation at worst, based off this performance here. They beat 2 of the 3 teams in the relegation fight. So my guys looking really strong. And then I think the next one is Checo Noble. I think I've also got a game as well after this.
Noble. You know, it's actually interesting here watching the towers kill Forehead Vulcan over there. My guys, well, they have the Fire Giant. They're going to go ahead and kill the other objective, the Gold Fury. You got to see Keji over here, well, use the ult. So that's a satellite ult to see how far away the opposition is. Do I have to leave? Is anybody collapsing on me? Or can I continue pushing? So don't make too much fun of him right there for using the ult. As far as Giraffeasurus, well, he got caught up against the guy with the cripple.
This is Checo's the new black, realizing this game is pretty much done.
Oh man.
Pretty much
the
done.
ultimate onto Mr. Teep. Oh, don't do him like that, bro, Chacho. Don't do him like that, bro, Chacho. Here, my guy's coming in here into the throne room. Knock him is good. Gravity Surge is better. And there's the rest to put. Well, he's dead once. Ooh, he'll scutter away. Forger Vulcan able to survive right there. My guys, I don't think many people really doubted the strength of this squad. Wolves, KhaoticPurpose, Coviii, Elbro, Chacho, and the box native Transonics. I think you really expected this team to do very well.
You expect that team to do very well in the relegations, and if they didn't make it, that would be the biggest shock. If they don't make it. At the moment, it looks like they're going to go free, so it's all good.
Yeah, very strong stuff coming out from Wolves, the solo laners specifically. This player has been lauded as one of the best players in the league once upon a time. Things have quieted down around him. He's not greeted with as much fanfare as he once was, but he's still very respected.
What I've noticed as time's gone on with the console kids is the quieter ones are the better players, but they're not seen as often because of the fact they don't speak so much.
What he's trying to say about Clown?
I'm just trying to say, I'm just saying stuff.
Nickwood over here, Ryan DJ. One of the bigger. Honestly, it's interesting. Nickwood has been struggling to really find a spot in the SPL or in the SCL rather, but he's a very important part of the community online. If you're watching any of the tournaments, specifically the Challenger stuff or some of the lower end stuff, Nickwood will actually stream that on his own channel. So he's very valuable to the community. I really hope he finds a way into the Pro League.
Well, right now as well, because of how the games have gone so far, I believe there's only one game we have to bring you left because the other two teams, my guys have already qualified, so they don't have to face off against, I can't remember who it was who lost. Yeah, let's go to the standings because this will break it down a little bit easier. I can't remember who it was who played earlier on, but as you can see, with the 2 losses at the bottom there, Forgot to Trade face off against my guys. My guys are through. Forgot to Trade can't make it now, and whoever wins out of Noble versus Checo is the team that'll make it through to the Pro League.
See, let me show you how to do this. So
on,
I couldn't remember it either, but
forehead.
But what happens is you look here one more time. For if we can, I'd like to see the standings one more time. So basically, you just sit there and you go, well, as you see, the team that was expected to come out on top, it comes right here. You see the graphic in front of you. Then you note it and pretend like you knew it the whole time. My guy's on top, Noble Esports number 2, Checo the New Black, and Forgot to Forehead is going to be on the bottom. I mean, this is just one day you'll be a good caster, Hinderman. We'll figure it out.
One day.
We'll absolutely figure it out. And then you just politely ask, show me the faces.
It's not a problem because in the grand scheme of things, if you are the better caster, you can do more console work than me going forward. With that, we're going to go to a quick break. And after the break, we're going to bring you the final game of the relegations. And we'll see exactly who's joining the SCL Pro League.
That's my job.
Too late.